What's going on, guys? It's your boy John the Liquidator coming back with another video. So it looked like ESPN Doris Burke is currently under fire after her recent comments about Caitlin Clark. Guys, for this one here, we got to go all the way up to Indy. Let's get it. Let's WNBA star Caitlin Clark is trending with the NBA Finals after Doris Burke brought her name up during a hard foul that took place in the game last night. And before we get into the content, I want to give a big shout out to the Boston Celtics for winning the NBA Finals last night. And shout out to my hometown hero, Jason Tatum. Now, getting back into the content of the video, so it looked like Doris Burke is immediately under fire, bruh. We know the Caitlin fan base ain't finna go for none of that, though. See, Doris Burke tried to be a little funny about the foul. She gonna talk about if that was Caitlin Clark, they'll be talking about this for a week straight. Hold up, wait a minute. With all that being said, let's roll the footage.
Down. Crowd reacting to the replay on the big screen. Washington just trying to send a little message, play some physical basketball.
If that were Caitlin Clark, it might spark a debate for a week.
That was Doris Burke during the NBA Finals giving her commentary about Caitlin Clark in a flagrant foul situation. And I'll be the first to tell you, bro, Caitlin Clark getting fouled like that, that ain't funny, man. But Doris Burke immediately thought it was, and the fans is showing no mercy online. She's going to have a long week herself. Moving on to another story. So it looked like Colin Cowherd had some things to say about Angel Reese and this Caitlin Clark situation. And that broke the internet as well. With all that being said, let's roll the footage.
So people freaked out. This stuff is so predictable. Everybody's freaking out with Caitlin Clark, and Angel Reese is picking on her and hard fouls. Okay. Major League Baseball is a good comp here because Major League Baseball and the WNBA always feel like they're ignored, very protective of, it's a way to play the game, very insular. It's very much a pay your dues mentality. So when good-looking, cool Bryce Harper came into Major League Baseball, basically out of high school and a little minor league, he got into a fistfight with one of his teammates. They were throwing at him. It was very much, oh, you're the prodigy. You're the hot shot. And it didn't last 6-7 games. It lasted like 3 years. You heard a lot of this preachy stuff. There's a way to play the game. Baseball's very, very insular. There's a way to play the game. There's unwritten rules. Although players can never tell me what the unwritten rules are. They change per player. And the WNBA similarly ignored, lamenting the publicity, and here comes the Iowa hot shot, and it's pay your dues time. And they're pushing her around. There's flagrant fouls. The WNBA, to a fault, has a little bit of a us versus everybody else. And Caitlin Clark's an outsider, and they're going to make her pay her dues. Hey, we've seen this in music. Remember the VMA Awards, Kanye West, Taylor Swift? I've seen this stuff before, and so have you. Is it race? Is it jealousy? It's probably a little bit of both. There's all sorts of things converging here. You see it in fraternities, hazing. You see it in military, insular, very tribal, certain societies. This is how we operate. By the way, when I used to take phone calls, when I just did radio, every guy that called defended hazing. So why does this bother you? You loved hazing. You defended hazing. This is hazing, but not nearly as ugly as the private hazing that we've had historically at fraternities and the military. It's a flagrant foul of which the NBA and the WNBA have about the same number per game. NBA had 130 this year. WNBA last year had like 65, which is half, but they have half the games. So, again, to me, this is all very predictable. It is the WNBA This is what Bryce Harper went through. He went through it for years. I don't think she will. She's a very good basketball player. She's getting better. She's now at 16 a game, 6 assists, 5 rebounds. She's great with the ball in her hands. She's fantastic. She sees the floor. She's a brilliant passer. It's all working out. But this is predictable, that the media doesn't quite know what to do with it, yet the women, Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark, do. This is a win for women's basketball. These flagrant fouls are a win. Yeah, I defended Draymond Green forever, so I'm going to be outraged by this? It's a flagrant foul. She got up and played. Okay? Like, there's a reason, there's a classification for this foul, because you get about 130 a year in the NBA. And by the way, women who have committed flagrant fouls are not all villains. Diana Taurasi had one last year. Is she a villain? No. It's part of basketball. It's, every industry's got a little ugly side, a little provincial side, a little tribal side. This is it in basketball, NBA and the WNBA. But I'll say it again. The women are figuring out how to handle it. It's the people who parachute into this sport that never watched it that don't understand the chippiness that you get in the WNBA. When I was a local sports anchor, and let's say my local team, the Portland Trail Blazers or somebody, did very, very well, then the news anchors who didn't know sports would suddenly start talking sports and try to cover it. And I'm like, no, you don't understand. That's just sports. I'm feeling a lot of that here, where people that don't watch the WNBA, I'm one of them, parachute in and are outraged. Spare me on your outrage when, like 6 months ago, you didn't know the league existed. You can have an opinion that's counter to mine or doesn't align with mine, but I'm so over outrage. Everybody's outraged on the internet. Everybody's outraged on TikTok. Give me a break. If you didn't know something existed 6 months ago or didn't watch it, I'm not interested in your outrage today. Caitlin's fine. Angel Reese is excellent. They're part of probably maybe the best WNBA rookie class of all time. Take a deep breath. We're all, especially Caitlin Clark, gonna be okay.
That was Colin Cowherd voicing his frustration about the Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark situation, which has now caused even more controversy. So it looked like this is going to be a hot topic for the rest of the week as regards to Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese. Once again, Caitlin is in the media. Guys, get down in the comments section. Let me know your thoughts about this. Keep them bells on, because I'm going to bring you the news. And until next time, man, shake the haters off. I'm out of here. Peace out.